This is At Face Value.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go again, episode 37, At Face Value. I'm Brian.
I'm Lucas.
And I'm Will.
We're super excited to have you back again. We've officially completed the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 weekend of March Madness. And I think kind of like we talked about, I think wasn't a big surprise that all four of the one seeds ended up winning it. I did have to look it up because I was wondering like how many times this actually happened. So I actually saw like this is only the second time ever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, since they expanded 64 teams, the only other time was in 2008 that all four seeds ended up, all four top seeds ended up winning it. So
I think at the beginning of the tournament we talked about that a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if all the ones made it.
for sure,
I didn't go that chalk. I had 1-2 making it. So
yeah, because you had Michigan State,
no, Will had Michigan State. I had Bama.
Michigan State.
Bama. That's right. Yeah,
But the rest were ones. I had 3 1s and a 2. But
Yeah.
I should have just went all chalk.
yeah, might as well. So
Yeah. Turns out Auburn, they actually are as good as they were. Besides the 4-game stretch, turns out
I was
they
saying,
didn't
man,
fall
like
apart.
they just turned it up because, dude, like for a while there, like because that was the one team I was like, man, they could actually lose today, and then they came out firing, so they did turn out to be a good one, and
Yeah,
then
they got up early, right?
yeah, they did, and then obviously the big one being Texas Tech up by 10 over Florida with 6 minutes left, and then Florida ends up winning by 5, which
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's a free throw.
Yeah, I think that actually, it was a free throw game. I did catch the end of that game.
Yeah, Tech was up, and then they went 3-pointer, foul, missed free throw, rebound, 3-pointer, steal, 3-pointer, and that all of a sudden it was just tied.
Yeah.
It went like in the span of
It was quick.
like a minute. It went from
Yeah.
being a double-digit lead to we
Yeah.
are tied.
All of a sudden, yeah.
I mean,
And that's what good teams do. They can turn it around in a second, you know.
just make shots. You make shots, you're fine.
Well, especially Florida. I mean, they were playing so well before that. So I mean, it just took them kind of getting a little wake up call, I guess. And so
And that's their, second of the tournament, right? Because the whole UConn thing.
that's right.
They had the UConn scare, and then, I mean, there you go. Like, was that the battle test that they needed to, like
I mean,
stay in there and battle, you know?
just looking at the brackets, I mean, I honestly thought that they probably had the toughest route
I agree 100%.
just based on just the matchups and everything. So yeah, the fact that they were powered through that, and then
Because who do they have in the Sweet 16?
they had,
Because they had
I think they rolled that one.
that was UConn in the 32.
They had Maryland.
It was Maryland. Yeah, they
Right.
rolled pretty well on that one. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they won that one 87-71. So yeah, they rolled there. And then then from there, I mean, and I know you had Bama beating Duke, and man, Duke, they're good.
Smothered them, man.
So good. So
Yeah, I was talking to Will on the way here. I think Bama got it within like 5 with like 10 minutes left, and then Duke just turned it up.
yeah, because they ended up being a 20-point game.
Yeah,
Wow. So
That roster's so good, man. Duke,
Bama didn't shoot enough threes today, I guess.
yeah, they didn't shoot.
They didn't make it.
90% this time.
they were 25 of 51. I think they went 8 for 34, 32, 34, something like that.
Yeah, they should have shot another 20.
Yeah. Sears did make 10 3-pointers this time, like he did the game before.
Yeah, that's
which
insane.
is crazy.
Yeah,
Duke can. There's not a team that can beat Duke, but Duke can lose.
Yeah.
I mean they have this year. Yeah,
Yeah, they have. That's what I'm saying. Like if Duke can definitely lose if they do it themselves.
Yeah,
but
no, for
I don't think they're gonna get beat.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna come in there and just beat them.
Yeah, I mean, Bama shot 35%, 25% from the 3-point line.
yeah, it's not going to get it done.
And then Duke shot 54%, 46% from the 3-point line.
Not going to get it done.
But they only took like 13 threes or something.
Yeah, 6 for 13.
Yeah.
That's all they shot. Yeah,
That's
Bama
not
went
good.
8 for 32, so
Yeah.
it's not great. So out rebounded by 11 rebounds. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Duke's they're so deep, man. Like they're so good at every position.
I think Florida matches up pretty well with them
hmm
because they got that height too.
Oh yeah, I mean it.
You know,
Yeah, Duke's been I mean, the Arizona game ended up being close, even though it never felt like it was Arizona's. Like Arizona had a chance.
Yeah.
Even though the score was showing it was fairly close, but I just think Duke's so good.
For sure.
They haven't done anything for me to not just be impressed every time.
Yeah, so it'll be Duke and Houston, which, man, Houston looked really good today, too. They rolled.
Tennessee.
Yeah, they rolled Tennessee by 19.
Yeah, it's a good Tennessee team.
Yeah, they were up. Well, they held them to 15 points at half, which is
Saw
like
that.
the lowest since like 1985 or something. So, yeah, just crazy. And then obviously I think Houston got it within. I think Tennessee got within 10 at one point, but I don't think it ever really got closer than that. So they just kept rolling, and then Auburn and Michigan State. Like Michigan State had their chances, kind of hung around with them. Just Auburn was just too good at the end. So
It killed me. I was in the 99.9% percentile
were you
in my
really?
bracket. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah. I was, dude. I think it was like 13,000 out of 24.4.
wow. I had a chance to win our family bracket, but I took one reach. I knew I had to reach somewhere because I had fallen behind the other ones, and so I picked Kentucky to beat Tennessee.
I had that too.
Yeah, and so that's what ended up killing me. Which Tennessee came rolling in that one.
Yeah.
So I don't think that one was ever really close either.
No, Tennessee destroyed Kentucky.
Yeah, so
I had Kentucky winning that, and then I had Kentucky losing to Houston. But
yeah, that's what I had as well. So
yeah.
So the 4-1 seeds, I mean, Duke and Houston, I think that's going to be I think both games are going to be really good. I mean, obviously, as it should be expected with the top seeds all playing. So
This is gonna be what, the third or fourth time we've seen Florida Auburn though this year.
should be did they play in the SEC tournament?
Yeah, I think
So it
that
should be
was
the
the championship
fourth then.
game.
Because they
No,
Auburn got knocked out early. Because that was
That's
that
right.
that was that
right.
fourth loss. Florida beat
I knew they didn't
Florida
play,
beat
they beat Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah, I knew they didn't play in the championship, but I thought they might have played early in the
They
tournament.
probably played each other twice, home and away. I'm
Home
sure.
and home, yeah. So
Yeah.
so this will be the third time.
Yeah, I would think.
And I think
Florida won 90-81. And that's it. They played once.
Once,
They
really.
played once.
I figured them being in the East. I mean, I guess there's no East and West anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of the luck of the draw which teams you get twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they
Yeah.
only played once. 90-81 at Auburn though.
oh, that's
Florida.
right. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's when Auburn won that little skid there at the end, right?
Uh,
Or was that earlier?
this was earlier.
Okay.
That was Auburn's first SEC loss at that
Yeah.
point.
Dang. Well, hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it should be a couple of good ones. Who'd y'all have winning? You had Duke. I know we had Duke.
I had Florida.
You had Florida.
Who'd you have?
Duke.
Duke.
Yeah.
I got Duke against Florida.
Yeah. That's what I had as well.
I got Florida Houston.
Oh, you think Houston would beat? Oh, yeah, Houston beat Bama.
Yeah, he had Bama
Yeah.
beat Duke.
Yeah.
That's good. We'll see because Duke's been putting up points, but I'd be taking the under in the Houston Duke game because Houston plays great defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll definitely be
They
a
were
defensive battle.
69-50 in this game, and the Purdue game was 62-60.
Yeah.
Fairly low scoring games.
Yeah. So
Duke
What's the line going to be, though? Like,
probably like 130,
right now it's 136.
but Duke's putting up
80 a point.
Yeah, 90
80
points.
game.
So
Yeah, even though you play good defense, you still got to find a way to slow.
yeah,
Especially when you got depth like that, you got to find a way to slow all of them down. So should be a good one though. But
Yeah.
and we'll see. But yeah, so that's March Madness, and then kind of outside March Madness a little bit. Little buzz going around the NCAA. Buzz Williams,
yeah.
he's ready to go.
Man, I've said it on here before. I felt like Buzz. This is gonna be Buzz's last year at A&M. He was 6 years at Marquette. He was 5 years at Virginia Tech. This is his sixth season at A&M. A&M's got an old team, very senior heavy. I think will probably regress next year. I just think he's trying to get out while the getting's good. Supposedly, he got his name in the mix for the Xavier job,
Okay.
and now that Maryland's come open, he's pushing to try to get the Maryland job. So being it's this late in the cycle, I can definitely see Maryland being like, well,
Why wouldn't you?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it depends what your other candidates are. The hottest name on the board is Chris Beard,
Yeah.
but the initial reactions or projections are if Buzz goes to Maryland, that A&M immediately turns around and hires Chris Beard.
But is Beard leaving?
You would leave. So the thing I'm reading is like the SEC schools are in a tough situation because the majority of the SEC schools basketball is always going to play second fiddle to football.
Of course.
So you go like these North schools, these Big East schools, Big Ten schools, not all Big Ten, but some of them like basketball is the thing.
Yeah.
So like
you'll get
the money put into to your basketball team. So even though it sounds like a lateral move or whatever, but you still don't get paid the same. Like SEC still the best. So
Well, Chris Beard, he's at
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Why would he leave Ole Miss?
if he wants to be at a school that, like they put everything into basketball.
No, but why would he go from Ole Miss to A&M?
I'm not saying he would. That's what they're saying. Like
okay.
I get. They're saying if Buzz leaves,
That would be the first call.
A&M's top target or first call should be to Chris.
Throw some money at him.
Yeah,
Okay,
you should.
got
It
it.
should be to Chris Beard.
Gotcha.
Comes over to
I see.
because I mean, Ole Miss at no point is ever like a basketball prominent school. So except for like right now, they're pretty good. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I just think Buzz wants to leave. The Maryland situation in general was crazy. Did y'all follow that at all?
No.
Like the coach. It's been the worst kept secret that like he's gonna go to Villanova, which is where he ended up getting signed.
Yeah.
This was all leaked before they had a Sweet 16 game. This was all leaked, and and he didn't pull did not do the Will Wade situation at all. Did the exact opposite, like played coy. And the moment they lose, of course, he gets asked.
You did the Schwarzenegger method.
Yeah, he gets asked, and it's a great clip to meme out there because his answer was, "I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing."
Jesus, man.
But like,
It's the worst thing you can say.
you could say. I'm like, man, why was this Villanova's top target? Like, it wasn't like Maryland made a Sweet 16, but he hasn't done anything crazy good. Again, that's a very lateral move as a coach. Go from Maryland to Villanova.
I say because Maryland, like
Basketball's the king of Maryland.
yeah, but like lately, like they haven't been just tearing it up, have they? Like
No, but that's my point. Like, he's not some hotshot young name like Villanova to go after.
yeah,
So it was odd that Villanova was so interested in him. Odd that he was so interested in going to Villanova when you have a Sweet 16 team and you're already at a school that's basketball is king.
yeah.
I don't know, crazy. But that's what they chose to do.
That's
So
the way it goes.
yeah, so it's the top names are him, Beard, the coach at George Mason.
Rodney Terry's looking for a job.
Shoot, I mean Terry's gonna be coaching in probably like the Southland next year. He's gonna be East. Yeah, go somewhere like that. He's not getting another top tier head coaching job.
That does make sense though. Like going back to Buzz Williams, you said like Xavier was on his radar, so you think like Xavier, but then yeah, it makes sense. Like him being a basketball coach, I want to go to a basketball program where.
And he's not really like he was at Virginia Tech, but like in Marquette, but he's not like from that area's like deep ties or recruiting. I just think Buzz feels like he takes a place and he makes them a little better and they're gonna win games. And when feels like he's topped them out, then he give me my next challenge. Like
That's all I can do. On to the next.
Yeah, he's not trying to build a 20-year program. He's like just kind of like right here, and that's what they were saying. Like this wouldn't be a long-term hire for Maryland. It's like they're gonna win games right away because Buzz wins, but I don't know.
Well, that's good for your reputation too, because it's not like he's going 2 years and bouncing. Like he's got a stretch of years,
5-6 years.
Yeah, where he's got success and he's going on and then he's doing the same thing. So, like at that point, like you might not necessarily win a national championship, but you're going to have that consistent success where when people look back, they'll be like, "Oh, well, he was a good coach. Like everywhere he went, he was winning games."
Yeah, I mean he's done fine. I mean at A&M, I wish we could have gone a little further in the tournament sometimes. Kind of had the talent, never really found the full end of that potential. But he's been a good coach. I mean, like we've won 21 plus straight for 3 straight years. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be interesting if it is Maryland though, because Maryland poached Turgeon years ago from us. So hey, maybe we're just a Maryland coach breeding ground.
Yeah.
But if I don't know, again, is Maryland that big of like? Do they have like a big basketball history? Like, it's like I feel like as like a Villanova or a Xavier. Like
Yeah.
you mentioned Maryland coach went to Villanova. Like Villanova, that's all they have.
Yeah.
Like in football, at least Maryland has like a decent football program.
It does.
Like
but
Villanova has nothing.
Yeah, but like the money is put into basketball at Maryland, so I think that's. I don't know.
But more than A&M? I don't think so.
It doesn't have more money, but A&M's never going to care as much about basketball as they do football.
No.
It's always going to be number one. And, like, if you go there and you do anything, like, you'll be the guy.
You think Maryland cares about basketball that much?
More than football, yes.
You think?
Yes.
Really?
I think so.
So before this year, the last Sweet 16 was 2016. Last Elite 8 was 2002, and they actually won the national championship that year.
Yeah, I think this is only their second Sweet 16 appearance since 02.
Wow.
I think it was in 16 of this year.
Yeah, the one before that was 2003.
Okay.
That was the most recent before.
I mean, because they're never going to win I've never say never, but they're probably never going to win a national championship in football.
No,
Like, that's not happening.
zero chance.
No.
There's zero chance in our lifetime Maryland wins a national.
Yeah.
0.01.
But they have had some good guys, like good players come out of Maryland football.
Yeah.
And, like, Tua's brother went there for a little bit. Like, they pulled some big names. I mean, I don't know. The ACC sucks anyway in football. But.
Yeah, I mean, they've always been kind of like the
They're Big Ten.
spoilers of the Big Ten.
Oh, they are.
Yeah,
They
they are.
used to be ACC, though.
I don't know, dude. Conference realignment's
Yeah.
got to be
It's
so
It's been a while.
You could tell me that and I would believe you. Sure. Yeah. Might have been.
They are Big Ten, that's right.
Yeah, they're Big Ten, so.
Yeah, so I mean, they play spoilers more than anything, like in football and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're not, like you said, they're not going to win it. Like, and they're never going to have Michigan, Ohio State success. Like,
No, they're looking to go 8-4, maybe catch a 9-win season in the bowl.
yeah,
That's pretty much the extent of Maryland football.
playing the Alamo Bowl or something like. But and then kind of switching gears, staying in basketball though. Dude, one of the craziest things I know we're talking about this week, dude. The NBA, the Grizzlies. So with 9 games left, which I don't know how many there are now, but at the time there was 9 games left, and then the Grizzlies out of nowhere fired their coach. So I thought that was like absolutely bizarre.
Sitting in 4th place in the West.
Yeah, sitting in 4th place with 9 games left.
You were
They're
going to-
lock in the playoffs.
You are going to host a playoff series right now. With 9 games left, you fire your coach.
And they said, the GM, he said that there was 0 player input involved in it. So it wasn't even like a Bucks thing where like Giannis was like,
Yeah, like
get this guy out.
John
of here.
Morant didn't walk in there and say, if you don't get rid of Taylor Jenkins, like, I want out.
Yeah.
It makes absolutely there's got to be something. There's got to be layers to this, and if there is, they're doing a really good job of keeping it in house. But I don't see a world where you fire your head coach 9 games left with the playoffs literally right around the corner.
Yeah, dude. Like,
And he's had some very good Memphis teams, and he's had to deal with tons of injury. He will be scooped up immediately if there's nothing bad. If this is strictly a basketball decision, bonehead move by the GM, and he will be a head coach somewhere next year.
A&M might have an opening.
A&M has an opening. I doubt he stumbles down. I doubt he stumbles down to there.
What if they pay the dude? Just like, come on.
Got the money.
Yeah.
what does it take for you to come to College Station? Yeah.
We've got the money. Just kind of going back.
One beat again.
Another name thrown on if A&M opens up was Fred Hoiberg, who has NBA coaching experience. He went with he coached the Bulls. Now he's at Nebraska, but
They're in the crown. They're in the crown.
in the crown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Crown. Yeah. We forgot to talk about that.
It's all right.
But yeah,
It's like the 39 team.
Is LSU in the crown?
They declined all.
Everything?
All
It's
invitations.
every good.
as you should. I mean, okay. How do you celebrate winning one of those tournaments, those second tier tournaments, as a as a big D1 school. Like if you're like a mid major, like that's probably still cool. But like you didn't make the tournament and you get in, like you throwing a champagne party in the locker room after you go win the crown.
Well, there was one
I'm not saying it.
there was there was one team a couple years ago that they lost in the
They lost the championship.
yeah they lost the championship, and they had a huge. I remember on their X or his Twitter still on their Twitter page they put like it was like in huge letters national championships, and then like tiny letters in the middle they put runner up.
The school account did this.
Yes.
I don't.
I remember seeing that because I remember sending it in our group chat because I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Like they were like ready to like post.
Yeah, I was just gonna make an Aggie trophy joke, but and hanging on the rafters. But
No, we lost to Xavier. If I'm not.
They won the-
no. But you're talking about celebrating, like if you
Yes,
like Aggies would celebrate it.
They would take the
Like
trophy.
realistically, like you wouldn't because you're like normal.
No.
But like there
Like-
are Aggie fans that would be freaking pumped.
Like-
Buy the shirts.
The
Yeah.
only reason I followed that NIT run that year was because that's the year that we get the
It's building.
no, that's the year that we got slided.
Yeah, they got.
We should have made the tournament.
yeah.
We got all the way to the SEC tournament championship. We were
Yeah.
one of the
I
hottest teams in the
remember that.
country. Yeah, I'm not saying we had the best season, but like when teams like North Carolina get in this year,
Yeah.
there's no reason we should have been at minimum playing that 11 seed first four
For
out.
sure. For sure.
So that's the only reason I even followed that. And it was like, all right, we're gonna go kill everybody in the NIT to prove that we should have been there. It was more like a statement thing. But if we'd have won it, all I would have said was we should have been in the tournament. Not like,
yeah.
oh my God, we won the NIT. Like,
Yeah.
that's
For sure.
that's egregious. Like if Corpus was to go in there and win it, I'd celebrate that a little.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
mid-major. but-
Same for Texas State.
yeah, but if you're a
absolutely.
D1 school, you can't go win a tournament like that. A big D1 school, like from a power conference. Which brings me to my next point. Might as well just not even go play it. 'Cause, like, what,
Yeah.
what do you do, man?
I mean, number one, might as well not go play, but like LSU legitimately like cannot play in it because like I don't know if y'all talked about it earlier that the transfer portal opened up. Like LSU, like everyone's gone.
Yeah.
Like everybody either transferred out, which I mean, as an LSU fan, like no harm, no foul, nothing off my back. Cause like they sucked. Like if you want to bring good talent in, like they gotta go.
They would have like a bunch of walk-ons playing the game.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, the crown tips off tomorrow. How many of those teams actually have a team to field?
That's what I mean.
Like I mean,
Like
the same
good
team.
players.
Yeah, because
The good players are bouncing out.
yeah, they're probably going. So unless you have a senior,
Yeah, and LSU had a few seniors on their team too, but like they had like they're ready to have four
Wow.
of their starters already in the portal.
yeah, it's just seniors and walk-ons playing in this inaugural tournament. That's funny. Didn't even think about
But
that.
who's even had? I think actually CBS has the broadcast rights to it. I thought like something like Tubi TV, like a free watch, is gonna show it because like who's watching that? Like legitimately, the only people that are watching are DGen betters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah. yeah. Or I don't know. I didn't even see the whole lineup. If there's like a mid-major that
Like
that might be.
I definitely saw Boise State. I saw Nebraska in there. Like they were
Utah, maybe.
like maybe
No,
Washington.
Utah.
I think Washington's in it.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
actually
like-
like bigger schools.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Even like Boise State, they might watch something like that just
Yeah.
to like just because it's something.
And a lot going on in Boise, Idaho.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to find something to watch.
Potatoes are still growing right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Watching them grow.
With the game on the background.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. But so we'll see how the transfer portal goes. I know we were talking about it too, with the transfer portal opening up in the middle of the season like that, just kind of interesting.
Yeah, in the middle of the tournament.
Yeah,
Like
the middle of the
it
tournament.
opened up this past week?
This past
on
Monday.
Monday? Yeah, Monday. Which we talked about it before we went live, but like, why?
Yeah.
Like in football, it serves a purpose because you want kids to get registered in the spring semester to be able to be eligible for the fall.
It lines up with the academic calendar.
Yeah,
So like,
this
that's
is-
the only way they can do it.
Yeah,
This is the middle of, or the end of March, early April. These kids are finishing out this semester, and they can start summer school then. But like, the national championship game is 1 week from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Wait 2 weeks. Like, is it
For
that?
sure.
Is it that?
I mean the second football window opens up in around that time too.
Yeah, like
Just wait. Yeah.
wait, and national championships Monday. If you want to open it up, 8 a.m. Tuesday morning, if you want to, I guess. But like, to me, it serves no purpose to these 2 other weeks.
And that's one big reason that like Buzz needs to figure out where he needs to go, because like all this stuff is moving parts right now. People are recruiting these guys in the portal. Like if he's going to build a roster, like is he going to have anybody left?
And that's the deal. Is like these schools are like scrambling now.
You have to.
And a lot of your mid-major big names have already got their upgrade. Because did we talk about this last week, that all four upsets, head coaches moved on in the
I
tournament?
don't know much about that.
We did. So
Will Wade,
Colorado
State.
Will Wade's at NC State. Colorado State upset. Their head coach is at Minnesota. New Mexico upset. Their Patino went to Xavier, and I'm missing one more. Who was the other upset? It was Drake. McCollum's at Iowa.
Really?
So all four upsets of the tournament.
Calipari's still at Kansas, Arkansas, Arkansas.
That's
Arkansas.
But is that really like? I guess it's a little upset.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
Arkansas St. John's, much bigger upset.
Oh, he way bigger.
But it's like we talked about too, like with the schools also need moving fast so that they can start doing the recruiting.
Absolutely.
Because with all so many of the moving parts, like you don't have a head coach, like you're just losing that much more.
And now you might have these bigger name schools start opening up, and then like it could create a little bit of a dumpster fire here
Because
over the next couple of weeks.
Because unless crazy money is thrown around, none of the remaining 4 teams are losing anybody off their roster for NIL, like as a transfer.
No, there was a Sweet 16 team that had some players leaving, but they were like bench guys that never play.
For sure. Which would make sense.
Yeah, but it was still like crazy that you're in the Sweet 16 and
I'm out. I'm flying home.
Yeah.
But it's like that's the business side of things now. Like
For sure.
he also has to get his name in the portal to see what interest he has.
Absolutely.
So that's
people can contact him.
So it's like, yeah, we might make a crazy run and go win a national title, but I'm not playing anyway. I got to think about my next destination. So,
but how many of those kids have like agents or like family members who are talking on their behalf when the portal's not open? Like it happens all the time.
Oh,
there are things going on in the background the entire season where they're cold calling other schools and recruiting coordinators from schools trying to see what they can give them.
Yeah,
that's going on, and it goes on in football every season. Which, I mean, try to get the best deal for yourself. I don't blame them.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's kind of I mean, you're just constantly having those talks, just see what's going to work out for you best. So
where was the deal this week with the players calling out the NIL stuff over no payment?
That was at UTSA.
Was that UTSA? Yeah.
We should talk about that.
That's
crazy.
very relevant right now. Like just straight up calling them out.
Talk about a mess. Yeah.
Yes.
And like, UTSA didn't offer them like, hey, here's $10,000 to complete. That was they promised them $125,000.
Yeah.
And they haven't seen a penny of it or something.
I don't know how much. I'm sure they've seen something, but like not $125,000.
Yeah, whatever it was, like they're just straight up blasting.
There were some that straight up went on there and was like, I ain't seen a penny.
Yeah,
that's great. That's UNLV stuff.
Yeah,
in football,
same thing.
But again, as a small school, how are you supposed to get that talent to come to your school and compete with Kansas or Duke or Auburn? Yeah, like these big schools that are throwing cash at these players. Like,
but
you can't.
But also, if you're,
but you can't lie.
I'll say if you're promising cash and then
you can't do that.
Yeah, then nobody's gonna trust you.
Like, these players are gonna leave and nobody's going there.
Yeah, and legally they're fine because no contracts were signed.
Exactly.
And that's where it's
nothing legally binding.
But something's got to.
You're just morally a piece of crap.
Absolutely. Like a kid moving to San Antonio playing for a bum school.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you're going to win the...
And again, 18 years old, $125,000. Heck of a salary. Went there, that would not have went there, was that not, if that was not promised.
So was it basketball or was it football? Like,
I don't even know.
It was basketball.
Yeah, I thought it was
basketball. I thought it was basketball. Yeah. Yeah, that popped up on my feed on Twitter, and I was like,
I didn't dive into it as far as I should.
That's a bad look But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, because they're not. I mean, they're really not even that competitive in basketball anyway. So,
Mhm.
so to not be great, and then you're giving out fake promises, like dude,
yeah.
you're about to screw your
About to
program
fall
royally,
bad.
man. Like,
Bad. I'm sure that's why these guys did it. It's like, hey, we got slighted. So for any of y'all being told, don't listen, don't trust
boy,
them.
and I wonder how deep it goes of like who knows that. Like, I wonder if it's like assistant coaches that are just like, hey, I can get this, or like, hey, I got this guy, and then but then like, there's no really any details that are given out.
I know in the group chat I sent a screenshot, but like, you can go in there and look at like you could scroll over and there's like text threads of it. Like it goes like he posted.
That's what I mean.
He tried to expose the
He
whole
put the
thing.
whole thing on blast. Yeah.
That's what I mean, though. I wonder if it's like just like the assistant coaches or whoever's recruiting, like they're texting out, like they're just offering money, and they're not even like going through the athletic department saying like, "Hey, I offered," or like the athletic department's not saying, "Hey, I offered this guy $125,000." Like they're just
Yeah.
texting whatever, trying to get him there.
Yeah, but at some point, this player's asking questions to more than just that same coach. Like he's going
for sure.
over there, yeah, and being like, "Hey, where is this at?" And then if they're like, "What are you talking about?" then that's a different situation. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's yeah, money's crazy. Did y'all see that the UNLV AD came out and said that UNLV doesn't have the athletic money to pay the last 3 years of Dan Mullen's contract?
Yeah, I did see that.
They're just hoping they're going to start bringing in enough funds. Like you hired a guy, signed him to a contract, and you don't have the funds to pay it.
Dude, Colorado did the same thing with Deion though.
Yes,
They straight up said like,
and they just gave
is
him.
Deion's gonna make us money to be able to pay his contract. It says essentially what they
You're
said.
hoping.
But
Yeah.
they were right because they just gave him a massive extension.
Oh yes,
5 year, $54 million.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
But
But the Dan Mullen was crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
this goes back to my like statement of like these smaller schools are living in a shack and driving a Lamborghini.
Mhm.
Like and trying to pay the payment like they don't have the money for that. They're not living within their means. Like
No.
they don't make that much money. Like this is going to be more common, and these coaches are asking, and they're signing them to these bigger and bigger contracts. Like what is Kenny making at Texas State? Like definitely over $1 million.
They just extended it again to $2 million a year.
$2 million a year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Texas State can find the funds for $2 million to pay him just because there's a huge population, like student population. They're going to be able to pay for
They'll
that.
make enough money to be able to do it.
But with concessions and ticket, they don't sell that stadium out.
No.
They're not turning a profit at all.
No.
And so they rely on what we talked about, where you go to UT and you get destroyed at
Yeah.
UT. I was gonna say that, but
Yeah.
you go to UT and get destroyed, and hey, here's $1 million for doing that.
Yeah, just for playing.
Just for playing the game. Like here's $1 million for that.
Or like when they beat Beta last year, I think they got 800,000 or something.
So that all that money has to go now to the coach, because they're not making it anywhere else.
No.
And so I mean, I'm sure they have some sort of like TV deal with ESPN to like broadcast the games. I'm sure the Sun Belt pays out something, like especially for the Tuesday games and whatever, like Thursday games.
Well, but like even what we saw, like where Ohio State, they just won a national championship and they lost money this year.
Did they?
Yeah, like their football program didn't make a profit this year.
Really?
And so and that's a Big Ten. They like literally just won a national championship.
Well, is donor money involved in that? Because
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like, so
I think that's I don't think that's including like donate.
It's probably just everything.
Alumni donations. That's just you're talking concessions. You're talking all that stuff, because with the Big Ten, how it is, I don't know how much it costs to fly all that stuff and all those players across country. What, 6 times a year? Like, and then they kept going on and having to go to 3 bowl games.
Well, and I think
Was
schools
it 2 because they got the first round bye?
Yeah. Well, and I think even school.
3.
It was 3, but I think somebody even said that where like Stanford and Cal, like they were talking about they're kind of having regrets doing the ACC because they didn't realize how much money it was going to cost just with, like you said, with the travel and everything, and that's just football, and so you're doing it for every single sport.
I was just gonna say, softball has to fly across country to go play a softball game in midweek.
Yeah, in Miami.
I guess it's not midweek. It's like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, I mean, you're.
I mean,
I feel like that's
you're having to fly all the way over there, house them for a full weekend, fly them all the way back. Like it's a lot.
and that's where the business side of this is hard on the student part of the athlete. Because yeah, I mean all these top cats, sure they're gonna go pro, but these smaller schools they don't have a single player that's ever gonna play professional,
Right.
and they're having to do this and miss tons of school and try to catch up and all this stuff. Like, it's gonna be really hard.
Yeah, the ones that are actually having to get an education.
Correct, because they're actually gonna have a career post playing.
Yeah.
You know, or you talk about softball, like none of them are gonna make a livable wage trying to play professional softball.
No.
So you're just doing this for fun, and you're having to fly from California to Miami for a 3-game series. Like that's insane.
Yeah.
And you're leaving Wednesday. If you leave, I'm sure they leave on Wednesday, so you miss 3 days of class.
Mm-hmm.
You do that almost every week. That's hard. That's very hard.
Well, then even just coming back Sunday evening, going through the jet lag, having to show up class Monday morning, like.
and yeah, it just leads me to believe that they're going to break off. Like the super conferences are coming.
For sure.
And I'm sure they're going to be geographically located, especially after the next few years, seeing kind of the numbers and the cost that it puts on these programs to fly these kids everywhere and do all that stuff. But again, most football teams, especially when we talk about the SEC, like those football teams are making a profit just because, like,
yeah, cause they got
and even Ohio State, like, there are people that are donating enough money.
they still got their billionaire donors that are sending plenty of
absolutely,
money.
100%.
If you're in the red that bad, you can't keep signing people with these contracts. You
No.
can't, at some point, you would go bankrupt.
I mean,
you have to.
But I feel like some of these small schools are just doing that. They have
Well, that's why I brought up UNLV because, like, okay, the thing with Colorado and Deion, like, you were hoping that the prime effect was going to come with him, and it has.
It has.
What following does Dan Mullen have that's going to just make UNLV all this money?
But it has. So Deion signing that big contract, yes, that's great. But with rev share coming in, like, you're going to have to get kids to come to Colorado. And so, like, if they don't win, are people going to go? Like, what if Deion flops? Like, his son is not there as quarterback anymore. Travis Hunter's no longer there. Like, what if they win 3 games next year?
And that's a real possibility.
It is.
I mean,
like, they could easily do it. They could easily have an Oklahoma State season next year.
and that's what I didn't understand. It was like, okay, yeah, you had this great talent. Like, you're going to have, obviously 2 kids are going to go middle, high, first round potentially. And then, yeah, and so, like, they kind of carried you. And then now what? Like, there's no, like, you're not going to wait and see, like, hey, is he going to be able to repeat this without that talent? Like,
Because I just didn't see the reason to pay that much. Like, you could have gave him a raise. You didn't have to make him one of the top 10 or top 5, top 10. What is he, top 10?
That would be top 10, absolutely. I mean,
Like, that's
over 10 a year. I mean, yeah,
that's crazy. I think it's crazy.
Well, and again, like, it kind of goes back to what we talked about before. Like, is Deion even committed for another 5 years?
And what I was going to say when y'all sent that in that group chat, you got to look at the buyout too.
Yeah.
Like, how much is it to buy out this contract? Because this could be kind of a PR thing for kids to come to the school. Because you don't want to go commit to a guy and be there for 4 years, 3 to 4 years, and be like, oh, he's gone, he's gonna leave. So, a lot of times in college, whenever you look at those contracts that they give to coaches, it's all about the buyout. It's not about, like, the amount of years, because you see extensions all the time.
Oh yeah, 7-8 year contract.
And it's mostly just kind of a
Trying
thing.
to show continuity and
Exactly, a stable program.
yeah.
Because
So if he
we did it.
left this year, he would pay. It's a 12 mil buyout. Next year's 10. 2027 is 6.
Yeah, so
28 is 4.
it tapers down.
Yeah.
It tapers down,
Yeah.
and so that's what you got to look at.
Mm-hmm. So essentially, you sign him to like a 3-year contract,
Yeah.
and then depending on what he does after that, then
But the 5 years, if a kid's trying to commit to to Colorado.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, what if Deion leaves for Dallas next year? You know. Well, I'm just saying that because that was a possibility this year. You know. And they don't want to be like, well, he only has a year left on his contract. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They just add years to those things quite often, but yeah.
But again, like kind of going to Will's point though, it's like you could have extended him without
the big
paying that much.
Yeah, wasn't his original salary like $5 million?
Like maybe, yeah.
I think like they just tried to double it,
Yeah.
and you didn't have the money when they signed the first contract. Now you're going to double it. Colorado brought in that much more money in the 2 years he's been there.
I mean, compared to where they were.
I was gonna say, like their game attendance definitely skyrocketed.
They sold out every game but one,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So they're getting butts in the seats, and I'm sure merch is selling. Like
No, yeah,
like there's random people in Victoria, Texas, that have a Colorado Buffs shirt.
I was just about to say that they're probably they probably sell the most merch to people that aren't loyal Colorado fans. Like just casual fan merch.
Yeah.
Of any
again-
school in the country.
But again, is he gonna keep selling like that?
I think as long as Deion's there, yes.
If they suck, I don't think.
I think that Deion will find a way to turn this thing into like a reality show.
Maybe.
Like
There could be that on the back end, like a Netflix documentary.
Hard Knocks is still looking for a team.
Yeah, like he'll become a villain and like blame the people or something about talking them down. That's why his team, like these are kids, kind of thing. And then if he was to come back and win 10 games again, then I told you, it would be a reality show.
I mean, it's like we did the last 2 years.
Yeah,
They won 4 games, and he said our offensive line sucks, and like he's just like calling everybody out.
yes, and then
they bounce back and they win, 8 games this year. Like,
Yeah.
and they are immediately relevant again. And like as much as everybody talked about it, they were always relevant in the deal.
so he's an ESPN icon now. The ESPN's gonna forever talk about him. Like,
Well, yeah, like
Even if they lose, if they win 3 games next season, they're still going to talk about it.
yeah.
and that's I don't think I think they'll always be relevant as long as Deion's still there,
Boulder, Colorado.
which is hard to do. Hard to do. Hard to do.
Very pretty city,
Yeah, absolutely.
but
That's about it. That's about all. The only reason I would go to Boulder, Colorado.
I think it's pretty close to Denver for sure.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very
That's
close.
a good area then.
Yeah.
Not bad. Well, let's change gears. Let's go to baseball. So,
Opening weekend.
opening weekend, Astros took 2 out of 3. Low scoring series for sure.
They need to figure out those torpedo bats soon.
Yeah, the torpedo bats is well. Like I was just watching right before y'all got here. I was watching the Padres and Braves, and they were talking about the torpedo bats, and so they actually said that the Yankees have actually been discussing this for years. Like they've been researching it. They're talking to their players. Like they said, Anthony Volpe. Like they said, the majority of his hits are like on the inner part of the bat. And there's a couple other players too, and so like that's where they were like, well, let's just extend it. There's nothing against the rules that like says like they can't do that, and so I don't know. Like the argument of like the commentators was like, if you're telling them they can't extend the bat, that's like telling a pitcher like, well, you can't throw a changeup anymore. You can't throw a slider. Like you can't make yourself any better, pretty much. So I mean, I don't know. Like it's. Apparently, like they're not the only team that's discussed it. They're just the first team to actually implement it. And then obviously with it being the Yankees, like it also, I feel like it just expands it a little bit more too.
Yeah, they were saying that like Bellinger he tried it last year with the Cubs in batting practice in the cage. He never used it in the game, but he'd already had experience with it. So it's not a new concept. I think it's just not getting thrown in the limelight. Like, I didn't know about them even existing.
They are a weird design too.
It's a weird design, but when the Yankees hit 9,000 home runs in a 3-game series, then
9 in one game.
Yeah, crazy. Judge hit 3 with a conventional bat though, so
is he using conventional?
Yeah, can confirm Aaron Judge still good at hitting home runs. But just a regular bat.
Just like Altuve never used the trash cans. Like he never used the torpedo bat.
Yeah. He still might hit 60 bombs with the same old wood bat that we've been using forever, but
God.
But how much is like, obviously, like you're using substance, but like how much different is a pitcher using like sticky, like spider tack compared to like using the, like, you're changing up, like you have an advantage over other people. I don't know. I'm trying to make a comparison. It's not completely like comparable, but
Well, it's just weird because like, okay, Volpe hits all these balls off this part of the bat, but he can. I guess apparently he can't figure out a way to change his approach.
yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I mean. Like,
Which for the
like
last
a pitcher
150 years, you just had to figure it out and figure out how to hit.
Yeah. Like a pitcher can't get a certain spin rate on their slider.
Exactly.
Well, now I'm gonna go get some spider tack. Now my spin rate's through the roof.
Yeah. This
Very cool.
this this slider's got way more break now.
Yeah. I mean, there is a little bit of a difference, like ethically, but like, I mean, pitchers can do the same thing. Well, how do you get more spin rate? Let's adjust our mechanics a little bit and try to figure it out
Yeah.
instead of just using something else to enhance that. I feel like there should be there could be an argument to be made with both.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I don't necessarily mind it. I mean, I think it just, especially like we've been talking about with how hard it already is to hit a baseball. Like, I mean, if you get a little more of advantage to where you're just extending the bat a little bit. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a.
I don't think it's about extending the bat. I think it's more about compressing the wood into a spot where you hit the ball there more often.
Yeah.
So the only rules are, it has to be short. There's a certain it can be no longer than a certain length, and it can't weigh over so much, and then it can't be the circumference can't be bigger than one at any point though.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in all technicality, you could go up there with a solid piece of wood. As long as it didn't weigh over it, it could be
for sure.
But
but I think the biggest argument was that they said that the part that is thicker now, that's the hardest part of the bat.
Yes.
So when you hit it there, you're hitting the ball automatically harder.
Yeah, it's going to fly off the bat harder.
Yeah, and so I think that's the biggest argument against it right now.
if it doesn't make that big of a difference, it'll be fine. If Volpe hits 15 more bombs and hits 320 this year, they'll be like, okay, we might have to look at this a little more. Because if you make that big of an improvement just by moving that.
But do you look into it, or like do you just let everybody else do it? I mean, everybody else can do it now.
They can.
But like with the way that MLB's been shifting to draw more runs scored and more offense, I mean,
probably a good thing.
Like I was gonna say, like they got to be loving this.
Yeah, but
which is why they banned spider tack.
Yeah, MLB though, for the most part, is always the one to be the slowest to go against the grain. Like, it's very rooted in tradition. This is baseball. It's how you play baseball. They don't make a lot of massive changes, and the ones they do add in, like if we're gonna have the replay and stuff, like I don't think they're bad for the core of the game. Like, you're actually making the game better by being more accurate. But it's not some complete overhaul of the game. What it was founded on is what they still mostly do. Rob Manfred stinks though, so he'll probably find some way to make this thing.
I mean, I'd rather them allow these than put the golden bat in.
Agreed.
That's true.
100%.
That's true. I think as long as right now it's getting talked about because it's the Yankees. Everybody hates the Yankees, so ban this bat kind of thing. But if it makes the game more exciting and it brings in more money, then yeah, they'll probably definitely keep allowing it. And if you're scoring more runs and people want to go to more games, if the Yankees hit 9 home runs and score 20 runs a game, they're going to love that.
Yeah, and that's what I mean is like, and all it's going to do, because eventually it all evens itself out anyway.
Yeah, if everybody else has it.
Everybody else is going to do it.
Yeah.
So just don't ban it. I mean, you just got to, now it just requires pitchers to readjust back now. Like, it just, I don't know.
It's just going to get a little unethical, but we already had this conversation before. They banned steroids.
Yeah.
They were selling a lot of tickets in the 90s when everybody was hitting a ton of home runs.
God.
And then they finally were like, yeah, this is still bad though.
I just watched the video the other day. It was like Mark McGuire. He's like this scrawny little kid. He was talking to I don't remember who he was talking to. He was like one of this Roy. It might have been Canseco. And they're like, this is the moment that Mark McGwire realized he needed to be on steroids. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
He pled the fifth, but,
The Brewers aren't very good, though.
No.
Crazy. Weren't they a playoff team last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, they won a division in a bad division.
True.
Like we talked about last week.
Yeah, they're not very good.
But, dude, that's what's crazy, too. So, Nestor Cortez goes over to the Brewers,
Yeah.
and the first thing he does against his old team is give up three straight home runs on three straight pitches.
3 pitches.
To start the game.
And gets 2 outs, and then Austin Wells goes yard 2.
Yeah.
That's a tough look.
Welcome back to New York, baby.
Because he did a lot of talking. And he had to deal last year when he didn't get named the starter for the series, that one series. And he was mad about that. And yeah, a whole lot of talking, and then just gets absolutely tattooed.
Yeah, even with the bats, I still don't see this as being sustainable for New York. Like, there's no way they keep up this pace.
Yeah, no.
Judge will if he's healthy. But
Chisholm's not going to hit 50 home runs.
No.
He might.
Bellinger and Goldschmidt are going to get theirs.
Yeah,
every
especially
especially Bellinger.
Yep.
Hit a pop fly to right field and goes 10 rows deep.
Yeah.
They did that right. I just thought about that. The Joe Buck on the call.
What's that?
At Yankee. One of the was it? Yeah, it was at Yankee Stadium, I think. I don't know. Like they hit a ball and he was like pop fly to right field. It was a home run. And they're like, welcome back to baseball, Joe Buck.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. But,
Yeah, dude.
The Orioles look good, though. That division looks like it's going to be.
Yeah, well, they split their opening series.
Yeah. Texas kind of lost it a little bit.
Yeah, Texas did take it to Boston.
The Blue Jays.
I think, what'd they do?
3-1.
3-1? It was
Yeah, it started 3-1. Yeah, Astros went 2-1. Angels went 2-1. And
The Angels had the White Sox, though, right?
Yeah. Drop the opener.
Yeah, they did.
Did y'all see that picture I sent you, dude?
With the tarp.
Yeah, so the White Sox were rolling their tarp out of the infield. They got halfway and got stuck, so they were just pulling out every other tarp. So he's got random circles just covering the rest.
That was bad.
Oh, man.
And they're out there moving dirt to try to like soak it up, and yeah.
Just when it can't get any worse for Chicago, dude, it gets worse. Like,
Yeah, man, they're gonna be so bad.
Because the Mariners opened with the A's, is that right?
yeah, they split 2.
Yeah. Which that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, I mean,
The A's are actually improved.
They are, but
Not like they're gonna be.
I mean, they spent money.
I felt
For them.
Yeah, for them.
I just felt like again, it's still super early. I mean, we're talking one series in, but
Oh God, we were terrible last year.
oh yeah,
We
very
were
good.
just one of the worst starts you can imagine, and then
I mean, but realistic, like offensively, the Astros, abysmal this weekend.
yeah,
It was not good. The pitching, Fromber looked great.
Robert looked
Eric Getty looked
awesome.
great.
Hunter Brown, outside of that one
He
inning,
didn't look terrible.
No, yeah,
He was touching 100 too.
He came out hot.
I didn't think he had that.
He had that one tough inning, and that's really what hurt him. But yeah, Eric Getty looked really good.
The
yesterday.
bullpen did not look good.
Brian Abreu's looking like he did a few years ago.
Hader's not looking much better.
Well,
But
He's throwing a lot of balls.
I feel like Hader did that last year too. Like at
he
the
started
very
off
at the
slow.
very
did that,
beginning of
yeah.
the season, and then he went on like a 22,
It was like 25 straight. Or
25
something.
straight
Yeah.
saves.
That's true. But
He still got it done too.
he got it done. But if you go look at some of those numbers,
Sketchy.
it wasn't just like he was KKK.
No, sketchy.
It was a walk, a hit, runner advances to third, or he gives up a run, and the 2-run leads all of a sudden a 1-run.
Yeah, but how many times also, I feel like this also happened to Hader a lot where Presley got us in a situation, and then they're like, Hader, go get us 4 outs.
4 outs. That's
Yeah.
true.
So you got to go out there in the 8th, get loose early, go throw, get him out of the jam, and then come back for another inning. Like that happened quite a bit too. Which, where did Presley end up going? I saw
Chicago.
Cubs.
Yeah, I saw a clip where like the ending of the Chicago game, like he had it was a crazy, like only Presley gets in these crazy situations. Like the ball bounced off of like the shortstop, went the second baseman corralled it, threw out a runner at third in the inning or something like.
Yeah, it was in the game.
Yeah.
He was about to go home on the throw to first,
Yeah.
and He got picked off at third because they couldn't make the throw to first.
Yeah,
He was Dansby went and ran him down. Swanson.
Yeah. But Presley, man, he had some good years in Houston, but man, last year was rough to watch.
It was not good.
And hopefully Abreu can find the strike zone because that was his biggest deal like 3 years ago. He throws gas, but he's just so inconsistent. He has no
When
command.
he's on, he's very
he's
very
unhittable.
good.
So in Presley's 3 games he's pitched so far, he's given a 3 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, and 4 walks.
He's pitched in all 3 games.
Well, they played 6 games. Remember, they played against the Dodgers.
Okay, that's right. I was gonna say how in the world,
But then Tucker has 2 bombs and 7 RBIs already.
so he must have went yarding in the day.
Yeah,
He had his first one
Yeah,
yesterday.
I saw that.
Yeah.
It was a tank.
Yeah,
which is expected. I mean,
he's gonna make a good 400 plus
he's
this
going to make a
offseason.
lot of money next year.
The Astros hit a bomb.
Yeah.
If you want to call it that. Did you see Pena's homer?
Oh, yeah.
Just a line drive that barely cleared the box.
Yeah. It was on the line, yeah.
Is that our only home run this entire series?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
God.
We went the first 2 games without an extra base hit.
God, Jordan looked tough. He looked like he's still in spring training.
Jordan,
That one ball he hit a ball to center.
he got a double, right?
He hit it ended
Oh,
up
that's
a
right.
double.
He had that one.
Went like 420.
Yeah, but then comes up the bases loaded, 1 out,
I know.
pops up, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, God.
Again, it's early. Like,
Yeah,
it's-
for sure.
This is the first 2 weeks of April's extended spring training.
I mean, we're still in March.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing that's crazy. We're still in March.
yeah.
So that's what Dusty always said. So
God bless that man. But yeah, I mean, it's still super early.
Dodgers are still on pace for 162-0.
Yeah, dude, they played a few close games against Detroit.
Yeah,
One went extras. I think Mookie hit the walk off.
yeah, they won 8-5 Friday and 10. Yeah, won 7-3 yesterday, 5-4 on Thursday.
Yeah,
So yeah, they.
I mean, they swept them, but I mean, there were some close games in there.
Yeah, when you have 23 All Stars on a 26-man roster,
Yeah,
it's pretty easy to.
yeah, dude. Just imagine throwing the golden bat into that. Like, you need a guy in the 10th inning. Like, oh gosh.
Would be crazy if the season win record gets broken and the season loss record gets broken this year.
that could definitely happen.
Definitely happen. The Dodgers can easily win 117, and the White Sox can easily lose 122.
Hey, I tell you what though, the White Sox are 1-2, but they have a +5 win differential right now. The Twins are 0-3 with a -13 run differential right now. So
What are the Brewers' run differential?
the Brewers right now they're 0-3 with a -22.
Solid
Start the
start.
season.
What are the Marlins?
Marlins, they're 3-1 with a +2. They have all 3 of their wins this year are by a walk-off.
Over the Pirates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I saw a guy took a $5 bet on draft books. It's a waste of $5, but he parlayed the Marlins and White Sox. If they both win their division, his payouts over $300K.
For $5.
$5. It's like, yeah,
I mean,
it's worth it it's a
guess.
waste of $5. But yeah, if the Marlins, so I gotta keep tabs on this. If the Marlins and White Sox,
the Central's going to be bad. Well, I guess the Tigers are pretty good. The Royals are good. That's more. Dude, I don't. What's more likely? What's more likely in that scenario for it to hit?
There's no way the Marlins win the AL.
a meteor comes and destroys the 4 other teams and the 3 other teams, 4 teams in those divisions.
No, but
I would say
realistically,
if you had to pick which 2, I mean, I think I would still give White Sox better odds. Dude, the NL East with the Phillies and Braves and Mets, dude, you are not winning that division.
But the White Sox.
Yeah, I'm taking the Marlins.
The White Sox, though, man, like
The Marlins were a good playoff team like 2 years ago, or almost a playoff
I
team.
think 2 years. Oh, they almost, yeah.
the Jazz when Jazz was still there.
Yeah.
Dude,
But both of them are.
it's not happening.
It's not even remotely a possibility.
So
I just had to laugh. He was like, "Yeah, it's a waste of $5," but I was like, "Friend, crazier things in sports maybe have happened. I don't know if they actually have. That would be
Both of those things
insane.
happening at the same time.
just imagine them getting to the All-Star break and they're like within reach. I'd be like, okay. Like,
I would see if there's
There's a cash
yeah,
payout.
see if there's a hedge. Like I would hedge for like $30. I'd just give me my $25 profit here.
There might be one now. The Marlins are 3-1. There might be a payout already.
True.
Hey, and nobody in the Central's been doing good. The Guardians are 2-1. Everybody else is 1-2 and 0-3. So
Yeah.
right there.
Hedge it, man.
Yeah.
Hedge it, dude. Hedge it for $5.25.
I would be watching that dude like any payout, like hit it immediately.
He should have done it game 1 because they both won. They were both 1-0
There you
in
go.
first place.
They're leading the division at any point.
Did y'all watch any college baseball this weekend or not?
I didn't.
Nah.
I didn't get to.
I won't.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't, Will. God, yeah, just another tough.
I hate to keep bringing it up every week, but like it keeps getting worse.
Yeah, you got to win at home against Kentucky, a series
You
against
drop
Kentucky.
2 or 3. You score 11 runs in a game and you lose that game.
Oof.
That's a very, very tough look.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be relevant if we weren't preseason number 1. Like this 13-13 at this point is an absolute. Anyway,
you're not. Yeah, you're not sniffing the playoffs. Dude, you're not making a regional.
Does every team make the NCAA baseball tournaments? We may not make it if they don't.
You know, I don't think so.
I don't think they all do.
No, they don't. But you have Florida that has a win. Like Mizzou, I don't think Missouri's won a game yet.
No,
Yeah.
they haven't played A&M yet. So
I know Texas just rolling this weekend.
Yeah.
So.
I know they got swept by LSU the first weekend, and then they got swept by Texas. I don't know what they did in the dude. I think they played Tennessee.
How many teams are in the SEC?
16.
So yeah, everybody makes it.
there's just a bunch of buys.
Yeah, so it's like 9, 16, 12, 13, 10, 15, 11, 14.
A&M's consolation prize is a weekend trip to Knoxville next week. So we'll see how many times we don't get run rolled.
Yeah, the schedule gets worse.
No, actually, this is something A&M would do. Is they'd somehow find a way to go sweep Tennessee,
Yeah.
and then they come back and lose to like Florida, who has 1 win.
Yeah.
That would be something A&M would do. But yeah, anyway, that's enough Aggie baseball. We've given them way too much time on this podcast. Team that just
It's just crazy. Yeah, but I stayed up and watched LSU.
Did they sweep?
Yeah, they swept Mississippi State, which they won in like very different ways. Like game 1 and 2, they pretty much dominated pitching wise. Game 1, Cade Anderson didn't pitch very well for up to his standards, but then one of our better arms of the bullpen shoved for 4 innings and shut him down and ended up winning. And then game 2 was a 2-1 game. Their starter, Mississippi State, they pushed their ace to the second game of the series to try to snag a game, and it almost worked out for them. It was a 2-1 game. LSU hit 2 solo homers, and that ended up being the difference.
Oh,
But then last night they scored 8 runs in the first inning, which the game kicked off. The game first pitch was supposed to be at 2 p.m. Got pushed to 6 p.m. Got pushed back again to 9:30.
Oof.
So I was up pretty late watching those. That was Friday and Saturday, so I stayed up late watching those. So I'm a little tired, but yeah, good sweep. They go to Norman, Oklahoma, who OU's been doing pretty well too. They have
5-3 in conference right now.
They have the best pitcher in all of college baseball, who starts on Thursday
Where are they playing at?
in Norman.
Yeah, Oklahoma's 15-1 at home this year.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at the standings right here.
Their Friday night guy, I think his last name's Witherspoon. He's like the number 1 pitcher in all of baseball.
Really?
Really good. Yeah.
How does Oklahoma get guys like that?
I don't know.
I guess they got good money somehow. But
I don't know.
I feel like we're talking about Boulder, Colorado, like Norman, Oklahoma. Like,
I mean, I'm sure they. I don't know where he's from. I don't know if he was a portal guy or what, or if he's been at OU, but I'm sure they injected some cash into that program to jump in the SEC.
yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna
Got
be interesting for sure. And then Tennessee just looks like a freight train, dude. They're good.
And Georgia's good too, man. Like
Georgia,
8-1 in conference. I'm
Yep.
just looking right here. Like,
I mean, Texas looks good still.
Yeah.
They're putting up. I mean, Missouri's probably the worst team in the conference.
Yeah, and they're 0-7 in conference right
Yeah.
now.
Like, A&M's better than Missouri. For sure. Missouri's not a good baseball team.
Thank God we're better than Missouri. That's,
Yeah.
that was the goal coming in the season.
Hank the Banner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what happens this season, as long as we're better than the Missouri Tigers, this season is not a failure.
Yeah.
It is not a failure.
Oh man, but yeah, it looks exactly like basketball pretty much, where it's just a gauntlet, like everybody's beating each other. Like it's just gonna be like the standings are gonna fluctuate just constantly.
Absolutely.
Makes it fun.
And again, like going on the road is tough. Like that's a huge advantage for the home team in the SEC, unless you go to Bluebell Park. But I guess like
I will be the punching bag for this, man. I don't.
I mean,
there's nothing I can defend or say or anything. Like, we just are not good. We can't hit. When we decide to hit, we give up runs. I don't.
it's baffling, man.
It's baffling because you brought back so much from a team that was literally a couple innings away from winning a College World Series.
Yeah.
It's monumental collapse.
Yeah.
Monumental, just bad. Told Lucas, I wish we could. We should just shut the season down at this point and just start again next year.
Just put us out of our misery.
Yeah, there's no reason to keep going and playing these games. Like, it's just shut it down, figure something out. I don't know. Do you fire a coach after 1 year like this?
Absolutely.
I think you definitely have justification to
From where your program was
And
to where it's at now.
and the gift you got handed.
I don't think it's even. I don't even think it's a question. I think you have to.
Like,
It's almost like you had to try to get to where you're at now.
we only lost two. I mean, we lost Montgomery, but we went the whole postseason without him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the team still almost won without him. But yeah, that was a big loss. I mean, he was a major part. Then we only lost one of our other top 5 out of the lineup.
With that Grahovic.
He got hurt this year, but they were still bad.
Yeah.
The first 2 games he was there.
Yeah, but he was hurt. He needed a surgery from the get-go.
So I don't know. Yeah, I just didn't know what y'all's thoughts of. Yeah,
I mean, he has to go. I mean,
I'm in agreement. Like, you can't.
I mean, you know, like the Texags, like
Yeah, like the board.
The board is just go like they're gonna. I'm sure his buyout's not crazy. You know what I mean? You would. I mean,
And
they did give Jimbo a crazy contract, but I would hope A&M didn't do that to this guy.
First time coach. I mean, yeah, obviously expectation is to go win the World Series. You were so close, but like, it's a first time coach. If you were to get bounced in the supers close or something, it'd have been like, well, that stinks. We had the team, but yeah. This is, I'm with you. I think you got to just reset.
And I know we've talked about bake sales on here, but like if A&M did an actual bake sale, they could probably buy out his contract for with a bake sale on campus. Like there would be people lining up to buy a piece of cake to get him out.
Or
there's probably a donor right now that's just like.
I'll say they'll probably present another check at home plate before the game. Like
the day after they fire him, the 12th Man Foundation presents a check just to the baseball program for a check that's astronomically higher than what the buyout was.
But then, I mean, there's a lot of names. I mean, it's obviously too early. There's nothing even happened yet. But A&M's going to go out and get a good name, a big name to come coach.
Well, then they'll have to now because they didn't do that.
Absolutely.
And look what it's done. And so they'll probably overpay and try to go for like a super huge overpay to get somebody to leave. Well, we shall see.
He's a pretty good guy in Austin.
Yeah.
What if he did that?
Oh, dude.
What if he goes back? A&M just offers him like $20 million.
Yeah, whatever you want.
That would be absolutely wild.
That would be hilarious.
I don't know if I'd love that or hate it. I mean,
I wonder how A&M fans in general would be like.
Oh, they would hate it.
They would hate it until but if he starts winning again, then all's forgiven.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
NBA.
Wrapping up.
That's wrapping up soon, huh? And does it wrap up in April or May? Typically.
There's only a few more games left.
Oh, really?
The finals goes into June.
I knew that
NBA playoffs takes forever.
for sure. A few months.
Ever.
They're the Cavs have played 75 games. Yeah, there's 7
82.
games left.
Yeah.
So
Thunder still only have 10 losses?
they're at 12. They're 62.
12, I'm sorry, yeah. So, but they still have a chance to go
Yeah.
to get to 70.
Yep.
If they go,
Also, they're at.
they have to go undefeated, but they have a chance at 70. I thought.
But once they lock up the
They
one
have to
seed,
win out.
not-
No,
surely-
they already have the one seed.
They have to lock the one
Oh.
seed.
They have a 50,
They have a 14 game lead with
over the Rockets.
Yeah, with 8 games left.
14 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to get to 70 or not. I mean, that'd be pretty crazy. Because like when the Warriors were doing it, that's all anybody talked about, and no one's talking about this at all. And they have a legitimate shot to
Yeah,
go win 70.
that'd be awesome.
Dude, I want to know where the Grizzlies are going to end up. So they're 4-6 in the last 10, and they're in the 5 seed still. But I mean,
Oh, they fell to the 5 now.
yeah, but there's still a chance like they could drop
To the play-in,
to like the 8 seed
And be
to
the
the
play-in.
play-in.
They probably will if they don't have a coach.
That is crazy, dude.
With the NBA, Will and I are having a conversation on the way here about the Washington Wizards being like a the most irrelevant, like not talked about franchise in all sports.
Yeah,
Can you think of any other team
In the last like 5 years is what this.
that like nobody even talks about.
like?
Yeah,
like
so
you forget about the Wizards. Like,
The
you don't-
The
question
last time the Wizards were relevant was when Gilbert Arenas was there.
I was like
John
John
Wall.
Wall,
That's what I remember.
like the John Wall Bradley Beal combination.
They were in Washington.
Yeah,
Yeah, they win.
we just got the answer.
They
We
win.
just got the
I
answer.
do remember that now, but no, I actually forgot they were even there. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
the question was posed of the 3 major sports. Is there any team in the last 5 years that has been less relevant in media than the Washington
Just
Wizards?
literally nobody even brings them up.
Nobody talks about at all for like any reason,
Yeah,
like
Good or bad?
good or bad. Like no one ever even mentions the Wizards.
yeah.
And I was like, man, that's like we were finding teams a little in baseball because baseball gets the least attention out of all the 3 sports. And you could say the A's, but the A's have been relevant because of the relocation and the Coliseum
Yeah,
kind
they're
of
still
thing.
talking
They've
about
been
it,
in
yeah.
the news. Like nothing is in Washington. Like
No.
they had the number 1 pick last year. Didn't even know the guy's
I've
name.
never heard of the guy.
Yeah, Alex Starr. Like
Could not tell.
Alex Starr.
Alex Starr. That and he's not talked about right now. He played an entire season, number 1 overall pick. Never heard of him. Like that's
That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm like just like going through like other.
I'm trying to think of it.
sports.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the Cincinnati Reds, but like Del Cruz,
Del
like
Cruz
Like Mr. Dela
they
Cruz.
make
Yeah,
him relevant.
yeah,
They hired Terry Frank.
well, like just a few years ago, they well, I think it was the COVID year, but they either made the playoffs or they made a little bit of a run. Like so they were at least somewhat relevant that year. But yeah, the Wizards have just been like
it's pretty crazy.
they just kind of cruise under the limelight.
I don't even know who the coach is. I don't know.
I don't know any of them. Like, if you name their roster, like
You probably would be like, yeah.
name the best player on the team.
No, I was like, I could make a bet right now, and for you, besides Alex Starr, like just name me a single player on the team.
I could.
You can do it, yeah.
Oh, well, Jordan Poole,
Oh, okay.
Kyle Kuzma.
No, Kuzma got traded to Milwaukee,
Oh yeah, he's got a star next to his name.
so Chris Middleton's there because he was part of that trade.
I've heard of Poole. I've heard of that name.
He was the guy in Washington in Golden State that
All the
Draymond
relevant-
Green punched.
That's probably the only reason I know him.
all the relevant ones have been traded, like Jonas Valanciunas,
Yeah.
Chris Middleton, Marcus Smart. Yeah, they've all been traded.
Well, no, they're all there now from trades.
Oh,
I didn't even know Mark Smart was there.
like he kind of fell off. He had a few good years with
Austin.
with Boston, and then he kind of fell.
He got hurt last year in Memphis.
Crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, that was like, and I don't see them being relevant at all moving forward. Like
No.
they're terrible. They're so bad.
What if they get Cooper Flag? They wouldn't make them better, but they would be talked about.
I want so bad for that to not happen. Like
Just so they can stay irrelevant?
No, I just don't want Cooper Flag to go to that dumpster fire of an organization.
Oh, for sure.
Because, like, realistically, the Pelicans would never be talked about if it wasn't for Zion.
True.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, so if Cooper Flag, I feel like he's a pretty transcendent, like people will talk about him on, like,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he's gonna be
ESPN.
he's gonna be number one pick, but he'll get talked about. He's not gonna be like Alex Starr. Like no one even knows he exists.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
That's funny.
Because
Because I'm literally just like going through teams, just thinking about it now. Like,
There's nothing.
yeah,
There's literally nothing.
like everybody's at least had some sort of relevance, like recently. Yeah.
There's I can't tell you one thing at all. Like the last time I really heard about the Wizards was whenever they traded Beal to the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Like that's the last major thing I kind of remembered.
That's hilarious.
Just sitting there in hell.
Yeah, played 82 whole games and just
16 and 58.
I wonder what their stadium looks like for games. I wonder how full that the arena is. It can't be.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't think. Like ticket sales have to be down.
like if you go look at their last game, I'm sure like attendance is probably the capacity somewhere between 16 and 18,000. It's probably a posted attendance of like 4, but if that was even there.
Their average attendance last year was right under 17,000.
That's kind of impressive. But I wonder how much of that it being in
Their capacity is
DC.
20,000.
yeah, it being in DC though, like people coming in for business, like going out there and just like
Or maybe it's just like, hey, we can get Wizards tickets for $20 showing you the game.
or that.
Or you're, but everybody's going to watch the opponent.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's probably a lot of visiting tickets being
Yeah.
bought too.
No, like it's DC, so like people are there from all over the country. So like you're a fan of a team from another city.
Yeah.
You're not even a Wizards fan. Like you're going to watch the Celtics when they come to town.
Yeah.
You're going to watch Tatum and Jaylen Brown. You're not going to watch a single Wizard.
Yeah. Or the business thing, right?
Yeah.
Taking clients out to like
Hey, you're in DC. Let's catch a Wizards game.
Yeah.
But again, like I don't think they're doing it to. You're not doing it to watch the Wizards. You're doing it to.
But you said $20 a ticket. Like, I guarantee you, if you go on right now for the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, you could probably find tickets for cheaper than that, and they're still not there. Like nobody. Like, there's been multiple years that New Orleans has almost lost the franchise
Really?
because of attendance. It's bad. Multiple times.
I mean,
Yeah.
and it hadn't been that long since they moved there, right?
Oh, it's been a while. I mean, like 2008. No, even earlier than that. Probably like 2005.
You were the Hornets.
Yeah, with Chris Paul,
Yeah, Chris Paul.
David West, Tyson Chandler, that whole group.
Yeah, so
That
it
was
was probably like 06, somewhere around
05, 06.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably been 20 years.
That's crazy.
They were good, really, not that long ago. I mean, the year they had DeMarcus Cousins and Anthony Davis, they were really good.
Yeah.
And then Cousins tore his Achilles,
Yeah.
and they just like fell off to nothing. But like, they were going to be a problem in the playoffs.
But they had. I mean, they've had multiple gifts given to them for number 1 overall picks. I mean, Anthony Davis.
They got a great haul back for Davis from the Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, Lonzo didn't pan out, but like Josh Hart's doing really well up in New York.
Zion.
Brandon Ingram's been decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were pieces there to be relevant.
Yeah. Just.
Never worked out.
But again, New Orleans is a football city.
Well, that's what I was gonna say.
Like,
yeah,
Louisiana is a football and baseball. I think the baseball team would do pretty good in Louisiana too, but a lot of them are just Astros fans or Braves fans.
yeah.
But basketball, unless they're winning, they're not going to those games. That's how LSU basketball is too. When LSU basketball is winning, their arena's filled to the brim. But if you go look at LSU men's basketball this year, nobody showed up.
It's fair weather.
But also this year, they broke the attendance record in that arena for the women's basketball game. Like ever. Even when like Shaq and all them were there. Like it's
Really?
literally
Wow.
because they win.
They left Kim Mulkey over
Yeah. And winning.
there.
Now they lost today.
They did. They lost to UCLA.
It was very, very good.
Yeah.
It was the
UCLA is very, very good.
Yeah.
Dude, they have 2 like 7-footers.
Yeah, bets.
Yeah.
Bets.
They look 7 foot.
Yeah.
They're really tall. And they were just controlling the boards. But LSU had it within a 3-point game with like 2 minutes left, and just got into like foul trouble, and UCLA was hitting every free throw. They couldn't claw back, but
Yeah, they have a 6'7", 264, 6'3". I mean, yeah, they're just going to
That's
tower over
crazy.
everybody.
yeah,
For
I didn't
women's
realize,
basketball,
I didn't
that's
realize that.
insane.
That's crazy.
yeah.
I knew they were good. And they're definitely one of the favorites now, especially like with Juju going down.
I mean,
For
South
USC.
Carolina's got to still be
South Carolina's been in a couple dogfights.
2 dogfights, yeah.
Yeah, they sniped by Duke today.
And then the game before that, they were
losing.
They,
They were like maybe about to go down.
But UCLA's been number 1 all season, I think.
Yeah, Texas was number 1
Oh yeah,
for a
Texas
little while
too, yeah.
until
Yeah.
South Carolina beat them.
Yeah.
In the championship, yeah, Texas is still in there. I think it's all 4-1 seeds. I know TCU's in the Final Four or Elite Eight.
Well, they played Texas.
They play Texas tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 games tomorrow. What?
Yeah, Texas and TCU, and then USC and UConn.
UConn will win that one.
UConn's a 13.5-point favorite.
Yeah,
in the 2 seed. That's crazy.
Also,
you said the best player got hurt,
Juju
so,
Watkins tore
dude,
her
they
ACL.
look bad.
That's not that we've never talked about college or women's basketball, but for how high that sport has come, losing her next year is not good.
Yeah.
Like she was going to be the face of women's basketball next year,
I mean,
and she's going to miss the whole season probably. ACL tear in March.
7 to 9 months,
She'll be back for conference.
probably 9 months. Typical.
I don't know. Some people come back in like 6 now.
Yeah.
Like, depending on how aggressive you're.
Yeah, average is 7 to 9. I mean, it also depends on if like there's a meniscus injury too. If they repair that,
Yeah.
that sets you back another month. But yeah, it just depends.
You're the physical therapist, man. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think not only was she the face of like women's basketball, but wasn't she like courtside with freaking
Jane
Jane
Daniels.
Daniels too?
Yeah, Jane Daniels' mom has
Sat in between them.
split that sucker up.
Yeah,
She was having none of that.
yeah.
I didn't read full into that. I mean, was that a thing?
I don't know.
Were they there together, or they just happened to be?
Sitting next to each other. I don't know.
I mean, like, and if the mom was really doing some business here, I mean, if your son's gonna be dating somebody, the face of women's basketball coming up is not a bad option.
No, not a bad choice.
It's not a bad choice at all.
That'd be a pretty good power couple.
That'd be an insane power couple. So.
Yeah. Maybe not Livy Dunn Paul Skeen's power, but
Athletic ability is much better.
is it?
Yeah.
I mean, Jaden's going to be one of the top. I mean, yeah, I think so. I mean, Livy's not known for gymnastics.
I mean, she's a Division I gymnast, though.
That is true, but I'm like, she's not like.
Yeah.
Gymnastics isn't what got her.
Yes, it is.
What did get her?
Trying to get me to say some shit.
But I mean, Paul Skeen's
Yeah, I mean, already being anointed best pitcher in baseball.
It's pretty close.
I mean, he is. That's probably a stretch.
I'll take top 10.
Oh,
That's
I'd say top
stretch.
5.
Think top 5.
I say top 5.
He's runaway favorite to win the Cy Young.
Man,
Yeah.
I mean, if Sale won it last year, yeah, he has to be probably.
yeah.
Yeah, it was him and like Blake Snell. Like Sale was up there again, just out of pity, I guess. I don't know what else. There's no way he replicates that.
No. Maybe Strider can bounce back this year. He could be up there.
There's some guys.
Yeah. Otani threw a bullpen session the other day,
Yeah.
so he might be in the rotation at some point.
Oh yeah. So
That's ridiculous. Like, just let him throw 15 games a year, like every 7th day, 8th day. Just throw him out there.
Might as well.
I
mean, I wouldn't put him full time.
Speaking of Otani pitching, I saw an argument saying that there was like questions about like roster like positions, like carrying like extra pitchers and stuff, like because he's a pitcher, like taking away a roster spot from the Dodgers. Like somebody brought that up on Twitter. I was like, I don't know, something you can think about
Because
because
he can't be in double position.
yeah.
So is
But
is he listed as a pitcher on the deal, or is he listed as
Probably
a?
listed as a DH. I would
DH.
assume.
yeah, probably.
I mean, at least for now.
But my thing is like that provides value. Like that's where his value is. If he pitches and is,
Well, that's what got him $700 million.
I mean, I don't know. You think the pitching aspect did too? I don't know.
You're not gonna give a guy $700 million just to hit.
I think
Yeah,
he got
you do.
more because Juan Soto got what he got, and he's not a particularly great outfielder.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Not
he's
just
probably league average, but he's not like
And I
he's,
think
he's never gonna win a Gold Glove.
I also think he got 700 million because of the marketability in the country that he's from.
True.
You know, I mean he's obviously great, but long term, like, how much longer do you think he actually pitches for, like, consistently?
If
Like at some point,
if he
he's
gets
gonna
hurt one more time, he'll
Yeah.
never do it again.
be- yeah, he's gonna be a position.
And if
player.
he hits like he did last year, who cares?
yeah,
Well, and that's what I mean is like I wouldn't throw him into where he's pitching every 5 days. I mean, I think you pitch him
Absolutely.
once a week or like once every 2 weeks.
So does he? I guess the warming up as a reliever would be tough, but like he looked great when he came out of the bullpen for Japan.
yeah.
Like, so do you move him to that kind of role? But then that turns into like you're required to pitch a lot more. Like now you're talking about putting him into maybe 50, 60 games if he becomes like an actual reliever.
Well, then it becomes tough with that
Or
too.
you just save his arm for the freaking playoffs. Like, no wear and tear the entire season. Like, just have him throw bullpens randomly throughout the season just to keep his arm
For
like, in
like
shape.
line BP and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like some stimulated games
Yeah.
where it's
Just save his arm. Save those innings for, like, times that he, like, that's
Because it would
not a GM, but, like, that's not a bad.
Because it would be
Like-
tough to like use him as like a bullpen guy. Because if he's DH and you bring him in, well, let's say he struggles, you got to take him out. Then you're losing that spot, and then you're having to put guys to you got to bring a different guy or you have to have pinch hitters after that. Because he wouldn't be able to go back to DH, right?
no. I think wasn't that the Otani rule? Didn't they make that rule?
Where like even if he comes out, he can still hit.
I don't know.
I think he can do both
Oh,
because he was a DH and pitching,
yeah,
and he didn't pitch the whole game.
that's true.
And he still hit.
Yeah, I'm
true.
pretty sure they called it the Otani rule because they had to create a rule for that because of that problem.
Yeah,
When they were pulling him out of the game,
right.
he was having to come out.
Huh.
Or no, he couldn't hit
was
on the
still-
days he pitched at the
Once he
beginning.
came out, yeah.
No, he couldn't hit it all those days. He only DH'd on games he didn't start at the beginning. When he started, he couldn't hit.
But now he's in the lineup as the DH.
You know, yeah. Well, how did they do that? No, that's what it was. On the days he pitched,
He's hit when he pitched. I remember.
on the days he pitched, it was a pitcher in the lineup, so they were having to be like an NL team and then
Yeah.
DH every time. That's
Yeah.
what it was. That's what
So they don't allow him to be the DH spot throughout the game, and then if he comes out as a pitcher, he can still stay in the DH.
that's how it is
Yeah,
now.
yeah, it's like
Yeah, they changed the rule to where they can't allow him to do that.
Yeah, the Otani rule, because he's a unicorn, and they've never had to worry about this before.
Not since Babe Ruth.
there's gonna be people that do it like
Moving
more
forward,
frequently.
yeah.
For sure.
Well, a lot of guys do it. Not a lot of guys. There's guys that do it in college, but most time they end up picking a certain spot.
Skeens.
Yeah.
Skeens hit tanks in college.
Well, but they didn't hit once he got to LSU.
No, because they focus on pitching only.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. It's like
You're gonna
at a
make-
certain
That's what I
point,
mean.
you
That's what I
pick
mean.
one or
You're gonna
the other.
make $400 to $500 million over the course of your career if you stay healthy. If you just go pitch.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just an average hitter, you're not making that.
Not at all.
Otani's just not an average hitter.
That's why Joey
No.
Gallo's going to pitching, dude. So he can get made $400, $500 million
He got cut.
by the White Sox.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Tyler Naquin's also doing that.
is he? He's transitioning.
Yeah, only know him because he was an Aggie,
You know.
and he hasn't played on a roster in like 3 years, and now he's trying to make a comeback as a pitcher.
That's crazy. Sorry, I saw that coach. It made me think of that clip. It's not the same coach, but the dude that got hit by the puck. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all I got.
Man, I'm ready for football, man.
It's gonna be exciting.
I'm ready to talk some football.
Yeah, we got a few months.
I don't know.
You not ready to talk football?
I am, but I'm not ready for the letdown. I'm not ready to be excited and them to pump me up for half a season, only for the inevitable to happen.
But dude, at this point, you just got used to it, right? Like, does it ever not? Like,
No, like you know it's coming, but every year you buy into the BS, and you think at some point we're gonna break through. One of these times, it's actually finally gonna happen. I mean, I was all the way in this year
for football?
Yeah.
Really?
at 7-1.
Oh, no. The way they played against LSU in the first half, I knew, like, obviously I didn't expect them to lose to Auburn, but like there's no way they were making a deep run into the playoff.
I didn't think that. I wanted to make one for once, and I was like,
you wanted to make the play. Okay, got
just make it. And I was like, at 7-1, we had a decent end of the schedule. Like they were tough games, but like South Carolina and Auburn, and you're like, those are winnable. Then you get to Auburn.
South Carolina's good. Was good.
They were a lot better than they were supposed to be. So
yeah.
Nobody knew Lenore Sellers was going to be like that. So
I mean, he went off against LSU, but LSU has a bad defense.
Yeah,
or had a bad defense last year, but
and that was earlier season. Nobody was really and you ended up winning. So which helped, if
because it was 11 a.m.
It was early game.
And because Sellers got hurt.
Oh, that's true.
If Sellers didn't get hurt, LSU loses that game 100%.
Yeah.
And in that game too, South Carolina made two boneheaded plays where Nussmeyer threw a pick and then they crackback blocked. Like a pick six, crackback block.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Brought it back and they settled for a field goal or something.
Mm.
But so I'm ready. I'm ready for football, man.
I'm ready.
I'm going to enjoy the Astros for a little bit. Hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully we enjoy the Astros.
I mean, we just got to get the bats going. That's it.
Yeah.
But
maybe we can try a torpedo batter too.
Yeah. Why not?
Shoot, I would give a couple guys one of those. I mean, like Paredes, a straight pull, like
absolutely.
Pena
bats, yeah, Pena.
Did I hear that or did I read this right? Paredes has never hit. He's only ever hit a home run to left field. He's never hit to center or oppo. It's only been left to left center.
He's straight pull.
Yeah.
They should do. What's the opposite of a torpedo bat? What if you put all of it at the very end and give it to Chaz? That's what they should do.
Yeah, dude.
Just opposite of a torpedo, a hammer. Get my hammer.
Sledgehammer bat.
Yeah, just a sledgehammer bat. Put it all in the end. You ain't got to fix pulling out of the box.
That would break every time you hit the.
Just top load that thing and just put it in his hand, see what happens.
Might actually get a hit or two then.
Yeah, be great.
Oh man! And they need to get Altuve like a 6-inch longer bat so he can hit the balls that are going in the opposite batter's box.
That's taxes and Altuve swinging out of his shoes at a slider in the left-hand batter's box.
Yeah.
Does he have a hit yet?
He got one yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah.
He has a hit in every game. He's hitting like 400.
Is he?
Yeah.
He has like 6 strikeouts, I think.
1, 2, and 2.
Dang.
Speaking of strikeouts,
Devers.
What is it?
He's 0 for 12 with 10 Ks. Or 0 for 14 with 10 Ks.
Even today.
Oh, I didn't know about today. Going into today, he had 10 Ks through 3 games.
Dude,
First guy to ever do it. First guy to ever do it. And he's completely over. He doesn't have a single hit.
I don't think.
He has a couple walks.
He's upset, dude.
I don't think he liked the Bregman trade.
He was pissed at first, but then he's coming out and saying how like the decision was made on the DH.
Today was 0 for 4,
2 strikeouts,
2 Ks, and 1 walk. Oh my god! So he's sitting at 14 Ks.
He's still over. He doesn't have a single hit. Right?
He does not have a single hit. OPS of 111 because he had the walk.
It's pretty solid.
111.
He's got 10 strikeouts.
So 12.
12 after today.
Oh, today.
And he's 0 for what? Total?
0 for 16.
That is brutal. With 12 Ks.
He has a walk.
He does have a walk. So he's getting on.
Didn't he sign for like 370 or something,
It was-
dude? Or 320?
It
Like,
was a big deal.
my goodness.
That's a tough look.
It's not great.
Maybe they just play him at third tomorrow or the next game just to maybe break him out. But then if he hits, it's like, shit, Alex. I guess you got a DH now.
Yeah, for real, dude. Yeah, Altuve. Bregman's 3 for 12, 2 Ks.
But they haven't played at home. Remember, Bregman only hits at Fenway.
That is true.
He has great historical numbers at Fenway.
Yeah.
So he might just have a terrible home and road splits, but
We'll stay on Denver's watch next week.
That's just crazy, man.
that's insane. 0 for 16.
Just be your weekly Denver.
Dude, that reminds me of Chris Davis with the Orioles, where he won like with that 0 for 56 or
That was
whatever
a
star.
brutal
Like
one, man.
It was hard to watch.
it was. That dude, that was like the ultimate like victim of the shift.
Yeah.
Like, that dude could not find a base hit.
At that point, you start feeling bad.
You did. I feel really bad for the guy. Like that's. At some point, you just get lucky and catch one. Like,
Yeah.
He could have just bunted to third base. There's nobody standing there.
Especially with how much money he was making at the
But then
time too. Like,
He would have gotten crucified if he would have bunted to like kill the streak. Like, oh, this guy can't.
I would have taken it. Crucify me if you want. I'm gonna get on base. Like,
Yeah, I'd be in a story.
yeah.
Yeah, but Chris Davis was going to hit 200. Like, Devers is a 300 hitter.
Yeah.
Like, this guy hits, and
Hits while playing the field.
it might be. He
They
might.
said DH is tough because you just sit there and you just think about your next at bat. That's all you do. So
He might just be a field merchant. Yeah, DH is not. Maybe this is him. Maybe he's doing this that bad to make them put him back in the field.
trying to prove a point.
Yeah.
Could be.
Guys, I can't hit as a DH. I have to play third. And then he immediately goes on to hit 320.
So who do they have playing second then? Do you know?
Not a clue.
Is it that? Is it Wilson Contreras?
Is Story still at short, right?
Yeah. No, wait.
Story's still there.
It says Hamilton played short today.
He's probably hurt. Trevor Story
Probably
plays like
not.
5 games and he's already hurt.
Campbell, Christian Campbell, is their second baseman?
Never heard of him.
No idea.
So some other guy played short?
He's 22 years old. The Christian Campbell.
Trevor Story.
Hamilton
He
played.
played the last 3 games. Houston played today.
Rested him 4 games in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta find a way to get Trevor to play 50 games. So we gotta rest him every now and then. It's,
Get him through the season.
yeah.
David Hamilton. No idea.
I don't know.
Yep. We'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, we'll see. It'd be funny. See if he's still over next week when we're talking again.
That would be awesome content. Terrible for him.
Yeah.
Terrible start. I guess we'll also see if Aaron Judge can keep up this 100 home run pace.
Yeah, we'll see how the torpedo bat keeps going. They're gonna keep dropping nukes.
They hit 3 again today? 4 again today? 3 or 4.
3 or 4, yeah. A lot. Tough to beat. We'll see. That's all I got. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody listening. Continue to like, subscribe, share, follow our YouTube page, Facebook page. Continue to look for our content, all that good stuff. And until next time, we'll see you next week.
See ya.